Hey everybody! You might recall from last chapter that I had 6 paralogs to do, but I only finished 5. I left one more to do here in chapter 12. The reason was that I've just added my final full-time party member, Sedith. He's a great unit, but I particularly wanted to use him in this run because he has a tiny bit of unique lore to see in Verdant Wind. Sedith has excellent bases because he auto-levels as a Wyvern Rider, but he comes with 0 class masteries. Thankfully, if you do a round of battles in chapter 12, it's easy for him to master a couple of early classes right away. Accordingly, we're starting this month with our first and only regular Ox battle of the run. Of my 2 options, I chose this one because of its reward, but I got a little unlucky. It's on the desert map. It's difficult to maneuver here, and that affects my team composition. For example, ordinarily if I'm doing battles in chapter 12, I want Sedith to master Soldier first, then Brigand. But Soldier only has 4 movement in sand when strided, whereas Brigand has 5, so Brigand works better. Flane's Flying Rescue will be a big help, and the War Monk class has its full 6 movement in Desert, which is pretty impressive. Lawrence also has his full movement as a Warlock, albeit only for 4 spaces at base. I have a couple of other flyers too, but everyone else has to trudge through the sand. I could have gone to a different location by picking the other normal Ox battle, which offered a gold reward. But this one will give me meat. There's a chance that I will win 3 pieces of Albinean Moose meat. You get one of those as a quest reward in part 2, but you can only get more from these battles with meat rewards. Albinean Moose is an essential ingredient for the meal The Best of Fodlan, which provides +1 to all stats. If you have enough ingredients, you can stack it up to 4 times in a single month. For this battle, Byleth is carrying one of my 2 knowledge gems because I want him to master his Enlightened 1 class. Naturally, Sedith has the other one. As for my adjutants, Balthus will work on his axe rank in order to meet the minimum requirements for War Master, while Lysithea and Ignat are training up their respective primary weapon skills. You know how this works by now, so while I move my troops around, collect the loot, and grind for points, I'm going to talk about my plans for our newest recruit. Beyond his excellent starting stats and class, Sedith is celebrated for his access to the Swift Strike's combat art. That's the lance equivalent to the point-blank volley art that we've already seen from Leone and Cyril. On Maddening difficulty, certain types of enemies gain so much speed in part 2 that it's nearly impossible to double them normally. Therefore, it's hard to kill them in one combat round. The units who have the ability to circumvent that problem stand out from those who can't. Swift Strikes is one such tool. It gives you Brave Effect double hits with any lance, including effective weaponry like the Horse Slayer or the Lance of Ruin with its immense might. Combine that with Sedith's easy access to the Wyvern Lord class, and you have a strong, durable, and highly maneuverable unit who can eliminate any single enemy on demand. I haven't even mentioned his crest. He has the Crest of Keyhole, which prevents enemy counterattacks when he uses a weapon. He shares this with Ferdinand, but Sedith's is the Major Crest, which has a 50% activation rate. Each hit of Swift Strikes has an independent chance to proc the crest, so even if he fails to kill for whatever reason, he'll still negate enemy counterattacks 75% of the time. That's spectacular stuff, but one of my main goals for this run has been to explore different ways to break the game, so I want to take Sedith up to the next level. And it occurs to me that Sedith has access to some other powerful tools. For one thing, Sedith has really high base defense and a decent growth rate. Later in the game, we'll earn the Okane Shield, a sacred shield that grants 6 protection to its bearer. Because it's linked to Sedith's Major Crest, he regains 1/3 of his HP every turn as long as he's holding it. So this guy has a great defense stat. He will learn Defense +2 during this chapter. He comes with B authority, so we can already equip the Galatea Pegasus Company for 5 points protection. He'll eventually get a shield that grants 6 more protection plus constant healing, and I can give him a bunch of giant shells to push that defense stat even higher. With all that, Sedith becomes very, very durable. He'll almost always have high HP. How can I exploit that? Well, there's one ability that would tie it all together: Quick Riposte. Sedith starts with a high axe rank. If I train that to A, and I also give him a crash course in brawling, he should be able to qualify for War Master in good time. And because I've recruited everybody, and I'm doing all the quests and paralogs, I will have about a dozen side battles to do during part 2. It should be possible to make him master the class with a reasonable amount of the game still left to play. With Quick Riposte, Seth will become a one-rounding machine. He'll kill almost anything on player phase without taking a scratch, and then he'll automatically double anyone who dares to attack him. This plan does give me a lot to juggle, though. Seth will also want hit plus 20, and of course he needs to reach A and Lances to get Swift Strikes online. But if I pull this off, it should be a lot of fun. I have a few minor updates on the rest of the team, too. Ignatz is now an Assassin. That does diminish his enemy phase combat potential because Assassin carries the stealth ability, but I'll appreciate Ignatz's better movement through rough terrain. He also likes the extra 20% dex growth to boost his crit rate, since other people are competing with him for secret books and goddess icons. Although Ignatz still needs to see a lot of combat to unlock sword crit plus 10, he can always be an adjutant for that. Even if he emerges as a beautiful War Master before he has S in swords, he did learn Wrath, so we can settle for only having 100% crit on enemy phase until then. The other change of note is that Petra has unlocked Swordmaster. That's not really something she'll do full time, but it'll help her build her sword rank to A+, and this is a finesse to get some more speed points out of her free time skip levels. I can also imagine scenarios in the future where Swordfare and Sword Crit plus 10 might combine with Battalion Wrath to secure kills that she can't get as a Wyvern Lord or Falcon Knight. That should be all the news, so for now I'll sign off. I'll rejoin you at the end of this battle when we'll see whether we've won the meat lottery.
Well done. Back to the fray. Thank you. Thank you. I got this.
Let us away. A bit.
Coming. I'm good at training.
Ready when you are.
Well done.
I stand ready.
Let's get to it.
I will get the victory.
Guide me well.
Stay focused.
Appreciate it.
Who, me?
Apologies.
Allow me to help. Let us away.
I am Ferdinand von Eyre. Thanks. There is...
I got this. Not so fast! Apologies.
Did the trick.
Much needed.
I have...
No use.
Thank you.
Fun to watch.
Apologies.
And now, the moment of truth. Will we see Albinean Moose? Aww. Next up is our second rare enemy battle, and that particular one always rewards you with meat. We can try our luck one more time. I'll see you there.